This training video is an overview of the California Department of Education's, or CDE's, new Teaching Assignment Monitoring Outcomes, or AMO, data and reports, which are available via the CDE's DataQuest website. Here are two important notes about these new data and reports. The assignment data are reflective of information collected from local educational agencies, or LEAs, through the California Longitudinal Pupil Achievement Data System, commonly known as CalPADS. The assignment monitoring outcomes are reflective of statuses generated through the assignment monitoring process conducted by the Commission on Teacher Credentialing, or CTC, through the California State Assignment and Accountability System, CalSAS.
Let's begin with some background on our topic. Assembly Bill 1219, Chapter 782 of the Statutes of 2019, requires the following: that the CTC develop an electronic teaching assignment monitoring system known as CalSAS for the purpose of annually monitoring teaching assignments, that the CTC and the CDE enter into a data sharing agreement to facilitate the sharing of these data.
Regarding the data exchange between the CDE and CTC, Part 1 of 2, the CDE provides the CTC with certificated staff assignment data that are submitted to the CDE by LEAs through the annual Fall 2 data submission in CalPADS. Note, these data are based on students enrolled on Census Day, which is the first Wednesday in October. The CalPADS Fall 2 staff assignment and course data are necessary for the CTC to annually determine the teaching assignment monitoring outcomes in CalSAS. Regarding the data exchange between the CDE and CTC, Part 2 of 2. In return, the CTC provides the CDE with annual teacher credential and assignment monitoring outcome data consistent with the California Consolidated State Plan approved by the State Board of Education, SBE, as required by the Federal Every Student Succeeds Act, or ESSA. This exchange allows California for the first time to meet the ESSA reporting requirements. These data provide the basis for the DataQuest Teaching Assignment Monitoring Outcome by Full-Time Equivalency Reports. Additionally, these data will be available for schools to use in their annual School Accountability Report Cards, or SARC, and Priority 1 on the California School Dashboard. Here's some key information on the cycle of CalPADS data collection. The submissions are Fall 1, Fall 2, and end of year. The data submitted for Fall 1 happens on the first Wednesday in October, Census Day. These are enrollment counts. In Fall 2, staff assignment and course enrollments are reported, which are based on Census Day enrollment. And at the end of the year, cumulative enrollment, course completion, program participation, student discipline, absenteeism, and graduates and dropouts are all reported. Specifically about the Fall 2 data collection. LEAs annually submit, review, and certify the Fall 2 collection data between October and March or April. Once the collection is closed, the CDE extracts the necessary assignment data and transmits these data to the CTC for their annual assignment monitoring process. In 2019, the CDE implemented a complete overhaul of the California State course codes submitted by LEAs, along with the staff and course data collected in the CalPADS Fall 2 data submission. The restructuring of course code reporting was done specifically to provide the CTC with more detailed information about teacher course assignments in order to streamline and assist the assignment monitoring process. Additionally, the CDE coordinated numerous training and outreach sessions to assist LEAs in understanding the impact of the new course code submission process with respect to the assignment monitoring process through CalSAS. The previous training included over 30 in-person training sessions and several webinars conducted by CDE and CTC staff to assist LEAs with the following: the new CalSAS and its requirements, changes in CalPADS, including changes to the state course codes and descriptions, resources on the related issues of reporting and addressing educator shortages via retention and recruitment programs. These sessions provided LEAs a preview of how the CTC and the CDE would be using the data to identify potential misassignments and provide a communication platform for counties and school districts to address and resolve them. CDE staff provided information about the Promoting Equitable Access to Teachers, or PEAT program, and Title I equity reporting requirements on the Local Control and Accountability Plan, LCAP, federal addendum. This training honed in on the new definitions of ineffective and out of field. Now I'll explain the related assignment monitoring process used by CalSAS. The CTC uses the CalPADS assignment data to compare against the CTC's credential authorization data for each assignment based on the statewide educator identification, or SEID, associated with the assignment. LEAs, county offices of education, and monitoring authorities then have a 90-day period to review the initial exceptions and subsequent determinations. They make corrections where applicable. The CTC's assignment monitoring process typically occurs between August and November at this time. Now we'll switch over to training on the new reports. As you will recall, these are the Teaching Assignment Monitoring Outcome, or AMO, reports available through DataQuest. The CalSAS AMO data are then sent to the CDE for analysis and reporting purposes required by state and federal law. The CDE uses these data to generate a single AMO for each assignment. The AMOs map to the statuses outlined in the California ESSA Consolidated State Plan. However, some AMOs do not align with these definitions, for example, incomplete, unknown, and not applicable, or NA. Some terms are key to define in understanding and using these reports for LEA planning purposes. Let's begin with teaching assignment. A teaching assignment is defined as a classroom-based assignment, wherein a unique section of course content is being taught by one or more teachers to a specific group of students. LEAs submit course section and student course section data to CalPADS, which the CDE provides to the CTC for assignment monitoring purposes. A classroom-based teaching assignment is a course section within a class, where a class consists of one or more course sections being taught to one or more students by one or more teachers at a specific time at a specific location. Some teachers may also have non-classroom based assignments, which are not included in this analysis. A note: the word teaching is used to emphasize that these data are about assignments and not exclusively about individuals. As such, a monitoring outcome refers to a teacher and a specific assignment, not generally to a teacher. Next, we have Assignment Monitoring Outcome, or AMO. An AMO is the result or findings from the assignment monitoring processes conducted by the CTC. Each teaching assignment is evaluated along relevant attributes or dimensions for the teaching assignment in CalSAS to determine if or how the teacher is authorized to teach the assigned course and the students enrolled in the course. The CDE determines a single assignment monitoring outcome for each assignment, where multiple findings occur due to the attributes of the course and students enrolled. The DataQuest Teaching AMO report shows the FTE data for each teaching assignment aggregated and displayed for the following AMOs: clear, out of field, ineffective, intern, incomplete, unknown, and not applicable, or NA. The full-time equivalency, or FTE, of a position is defined as the percentage of time spent working in a job classification in relation to a full-time position, 100% or 1.0 FTE. In CalPADS, FTE information is reported for the following job classifications: administrator, teacher, and pupil services, such as school counselor. Since FTE data are collected in CalPADS at the staff position level, not for each teaching assignment, staff position FTE for each teacher is proportionally distributed across their teaching assignments for reporting purposes, i.e. for a teacher teaching 1.0 FTE with 5 assignments, each assignment would assume 0.2 FTE. Here is an FTE example using the schedule of a teacher we'll call Mr. Mejia. In this table you can see he has 5 assignments or periods. He's teaching 2 different subjects, math and history. And each of his 5 assignments has an FTE value of 0.2. The assignment monitoring outcome for all 3 assignments in math is clear. The assignment monitoring outcome for his 2 history assignments is out of field. In the second part of our example, you can see that this table shows what proportion of Mr. Mejia's assignments are considered clear for the teaching AMO reports, and which parts are considered out of field. For math, you can see that 0.6 of his FTE is considered clear, and 0 is considered out of field. But for history, 0 is considered clear, and 0.4 of his FTE, the 0.2 of that first history section plus the 0.2 of his other history section, those are considered out of field FTE. Now we'll move to another key term in the reports, clear. You'll recall from the example we just reviewed that part of the teacher's FTE is considered to fall into this category. An assignment monitoring outcome of CLEAR indicates that all relevant attributes or dimensions of the assignment were authorized by a CLEAR or preliminary credential. CLEAR assignments include those authorized by a local assignment option or LAO pursuant to Section 80005B of the California Code of Regulations for specific state course codes where a credential or permit does not exist to authorize the indicated teaching assignment, such as student government or study hall. Here we come to the other AMO term that applies to the teacher's assignments from our FTE example, out of field. An assignment monitoring outcome of out of field indicates that one or more relevant attributes of the assignment were authorized by the following limited assignment permits: General Education Limited Assignment Permit, Special Education Limited Assignment Permit, short-term waivers, Emergency English Learner or Emergency Bilingual Authorization Permits, local assignment options except for those made pursuant to Title V, Section 80005B. An out-of-field teacher is defined as someone who has a credential but has not yet demonstrated subject matter competence in the subject area or areas, or for the student population associated with the assignment.
Another AMO term is intern. An assignment monitoring outcome of intern indicates that one or more relevant attributes of the assignment was authorized by an intern credential. An intern teacher is defined as someone who has a bachelor's degree and has demonstrated subject matter competency in the subject area or areas, or for the student population associated with their assignment, and who holds an intern credential while they complete coursework requirements to obtain a preliminary credential.
The next category for the teaching AMO reports is ineffective. An assignment monitoring outcome of ineffective indicates that one or more relevant attributes of the assignment had no legal authorization from a permit, credential, or waiver, or one or more relevant attributes of the assignment were authorized by the following limited permits: provisional internship permits, short-term staff permits, variable term waivers, substitute permits or teaching permits for statutory leave holders serving as the teacher of record. An ineffective teacher is defined as an individual whose assignment is legally authorized by an emergency permit that does not require possession of a full teaching license, or a teacher who holds a teaching credential but does not possess a permit or authorization that temporarily allows them to teach outside their credentialed area, or an individual who holds no credential, permit, or authorization to teach in California. We've reviewed several key categories of AMO for the new reports: clear, out of field, ineffective, and intern. Now we move on to the final three categories you'll find in the reports. The first of these is incomplete. An assignment monitoring outcome of incomplete indicates that missing or incorrect information about the assignment was reported to CalPADS by the LEA, which prevented a complete and accurate determination of the assignment authorization during the CTC assignment monitoring process. In some cases, the LEA or monitoring authority may have indicated that the assignment is appropriate. However, neither the CDE nor the CTC can validate the authorization basis for the assignment. An assignment monitoring outcome of unknown indicates that insufficient information about the assignment was reported to CalPADS by the LEA, which resulted in an unknown determination of the assignment authorization during the CTC assignment monitoring process. This outcome is often the result of LEAs not reporting an English language service associated with a course in which English learners, or ELs, are enrolled. Although the assignment authorization may be clear in other areas, an assignment monitoring outcome of unknown in the EL authorization space results in an overall determination of unknown for the assignment. And finally, we come to not applicable, or NA. An assignment monitoring outcome of NA indicates that the assignment either required no authorization or evaluation of the authorization was not applicable, given the state course code or some other attribute of the assignment. This includes specific state course codes not evaluated during the assignment monitoring process conducted by the CTC through CalSAS. Course code number 9209, which is teacher preparation, and 9215, which is free period, are examples. It also includes assignments that were online, learner-led courses, in which the student sets the pace of instruction, and where content and instruction are provided solely by the online application. Please see the resources slide at the end of this presentation for more information about videos that delve deeper into the incomplete, unknown, and NA categories. Now we move on to 4 slides about the reports and using the data. About using the reports. These reports include report description, report glossary, and report options and filters sections at the top of each report. Using the expandable, users can access the following. Report selection includes options to select a county, district, or school. Data type options, Within this area, users can also select reports that show data for all counties in the state, all districts in a county, or all schools in a district, and report filters. This includes a variety of school type filters such as charter or non-charter, and alternative or regular schools. School grade span filters, teacher credential level filters, and teacher experience level filters. Additionally, users can apply one or more filters simultaneously to view data in a variety of configurations. Applied filters are viewable in the Filtered Enabled section above each report, where the filters can also be reset. The CDE has incorporated a report parameterization feature into the Teaching AMO report, which will allow users to share a link to a filtered report. In addition to the DataQuest reporting, these data will be used for the following: School Accountability Report Card, California School Dashboard, Priority 1 Basics, Williams Monitoring Criteria, and Federal Teacher Equity Plan, Teacher Shortage Projection Reports, and EdFacts reporting. These are some important report limitations. These data do not provide information directly on the following: student group assignments, teacher shortage by course areas, teacher retention, teacher vacancies, teacher demographics. Nevertheless, the CDE has resources and staff to support your planning on some of these topics. Please see the resources slides at the end of this presentation. Lastly, note 2 additional data limitations. The teacher AMO reports are based upon FTE counts of a teacher as required by federal and state reporting mandates that specifically ask for teacher counts, numbers, and percent. The teacher AMO reports are not based on student course enrollments or assignments. Let's touch base on impacts of these data for the California School Dashboard. These data will be part of the Priority 1 Basics. This measure addresses the percentage of appropriately assigned teachers, students' access to curriculum-aligned instructional materials, and safe, clean, and functional school facilities. As applicable, 100% of all school sites promptly address any complaints or other deficiencies identified throughout the academic year and provide information annually on progress meeting this standard to the local governing board at a regularly scheduled meeting, and reports to stakeholders and the public through the dashboard. This slide screenshot shows a standard MET example, including the categories of misassignments of teachers of English learners, percent of students without access to their own copies of standards line materials for use at school and at home, and instances where facilities do not meet the good repair standard, including deficiencies and extreme deficiencies. Regarding teacher data for Priority 1, state and local measures are drawn from the 10 priority areas of the Local Control Funding Formula, as required in California Education Code Section 52064.5. In 2019, Senate Bill 75 updated Education Code Section 52064.5 and requires that no later than January 31st of 2021, local indicators shall reflect school-level data to the extent the department collects or otherwise has access to relevant and reliable school-level data for all schools statewide. The CDE continues to process this first set of data based on a data sharing agreement with the Commission on Teacher Credentialing, or CTC. CDE DataQuest resources. Please visit the DataQuest homepage at dq.cde.ca.gov/DataQuest. In the subject drop-down menu, select Staff Assignment. Data files are posted on the Data and Statistics page at cde.ca.gov/ds/. Information about the Teaching Assignment Monitoring Report can be found at cde.ca.gov/ds/ad/tamo-info.asp. CDE CalPADS resources. System documentation is located at cde.ca.gov/ds/sp/cl/systemdocs.asp. For information about the state course codes, see the CalPADS code set under Course Group State. For information about the mapping of state course codes to subject content areas, see the CalPADS Valid Code Combinations document under the Course Group Master Combo tab. Also check out the FAQs, especially the Fall 2 assignment monitoring ones, at cde.ca.gov/ds/spcl/calpadsfaqs.asp #2TOP. CDE Teacher Equity Program resources. Updated teacher equity definitions can be found at cde.ca.gov/pd/ee/teacherequitydefinitions.asp, Information on the key terms is there, such as out of field. Promoting Equitable Access to Teachers program. Resources can be found at cde.ca.gov/pd/ee/peat.asp. Resources to assist with shortages, retention, recruitment, and using the AMO reports, including videos on a new TAMO page. Diversifying the teacher workforce at cde.ca.gov/pd/ee/diverse-teacher-workforce.asp. CTC resources. Overview of CalSAS at www.ctc.ca.gov/credentials/calsas-information/overview-of-calsas. The CalSAS information webpage at ctc.ca.gov/credentials/calsas-information.